can send a message so that, I can acknowledge that you are here for the very first time. As I begin the session, I always start by looking at where the value of Bitcoin is. And then, you can see that's how much you require today to buy a Bitcoin. But before I even proceed, I would like to know the direction I would like to take. So I'm waiting to see who is here for the first time. Who is here for the very first time? You can raise your hand. You can send a message on the chat so that I know how to proceed. In fact, how I've been doing these sessions, maybe I can give a very quick brief, is that for the last 4 years, I've been teaching in a traditional, lecture format, where I would start, by talking about the historical beginning for things, and then I would move on and talk about, how can anybody acquire and accumulate, cryptocurrencies. So we have two first-timers. Henry, you're joining us for the first time. You're most welcome, Henry. And somebody with the 943 number, you're joining us for the first time. I don't see your name there. Historically, I have been, I've been teaching the traditional way, historical part of things. And then I would now move on and talk about how can one experience Bitcoin. And then I would move on and talk about the reasons why Bitcoin has value. And then I would move on and talk about, the various options available to all of us to accumulate, acquire more. And then now I would introduce blockchain technology and then wrap it up by now. What are the ways we can take advantage of this? Where is the bottom line? So I don't know the kind of audience we have this afternoon. Would you rather I do it a different way? Because based on the feedback I've received from many people in the last couple of months, most people would like me to, go directly and share results. Others would want me to go all the way from the beginning and teach, in a lecture room format. So based on those who are new here today, which route would you like me to take? Should I start with results and work my way backwards? Or should I go and start from the beginning and work my way to the end? So this is the interaction I was talking about. I need to see. You can make a comment and say, start with results or start from the beginning. I want to see whether we are participating together so that I'm not just talking. So Henry is saying skip the historical bit, go for results. And then Catherine Mwangi is saying go for results. Milka Koech saying go for results. Rhoda is saying start with results. Banis Ndubi says you can't hear a thing. So Banis, I sent out guidance on how you can get started or you can activate your audio. So Banis, I would request you just follow the instructions I have given on the chat, and this will help you to be able to activate your audio so that you can hear. Bomako says I start with the beginning because he's a newcomer. Sam Kinyanju is saying I go straight to the results. So let's see the kind of poll that we have. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4. We have 5. Let's see whether there are any additions here. There are 5 people who want me to go for results. And then there is 1 person who would like me to start from the beginning. As engineer Ian would say, let the results have it. That's the poll I've just done. 5 of you would like me to start with the results. And then 1 of you or 2 of you would like me to start from the beginning. So since we are in a democratic space, I'll go with the majority. But don't worry for those who would rather I do from the beginning. By the time I work backwards, we will all arrive at the end, the same end results. So I would like to show results. Right. So I'm just tweaking my presentation slides. And that's why this is new. I'm still fine tuning it, and I'm sure Ian, you can help me with this as you take notes. So I would like to start by looking at results. Now, when we look at results, first of all, I always ask this. Currently, presently, in whatever you are doing today, are you working for money or money is working for you? It's either one or the other. Are you working for money presently or is money working for you? Because based on what you're doing, of course, that determines the kind of results you're getting presently. Now, since majority of you would rather I start with the results, let's look at what has been the best performing sectors as far as money working for you in Kenya is concerned. The best return that Kenyans experienced last year was the stock market. Anybody who had shares with Safaricom last year, they realized a 16% return on their investment in Safaricom shares. So that was the best performer last year. The second performer last year, as far as your money working for you, were mutual funds. The likes of Saiton, the likes of Old Mutual, and the best return was 11.5% in a year. And then the third result was real estate. Real estate averaged 10% last year. So if you look at number one, whoever put in, $1 million in the stock market, specifically in Safaricom last year, realized 160,000 profit in a year. By similar margins, whoever invested $100 realized $16 at the end of 1 year. So that was the best result that Kenyans experienced last year. Now, and the question now begs, are there better results elsewhere? Are there better results elsewhere? You've seen the stock market, you have seen mutual funds, and you have seen real estate. So the subject matter, based on the invitation that you got, was that we are going to look at, you're going to understand Bitcoin, you're going to understand blockchain technology, and you're going to see opportunities around Bitcoin vault mining. So the results I'm about to show that are different from what we are used to are results that were obtained through, a cryptocurrency business, specifically to do with Bitcoin vault, which I will talk about. I will talk about in the end. So I would like to show 3 results. I would like to show results from a platinum plan. I would like to show results from a gold plan, and also I would like to show results from a silver plan. A platinum plan in Kenya shillings means based on today's rate of exchange, that would roughly cost about, I believe, 1.4 million Kenya shillings roughly. So to buy a platinum plan, you need 1.391 in Bitcoin amount. Let's look at the Kenya shilling equivalent for that. And then, we can have a very good indication as to how much the capital outlay is or was to get that result, 1.391. So this is what I meant. This is roughly 1.4 million Kenya shillings. Now, 1.4 million Kenya shillings, that was that both mining capacity. I will demystify all the things after I show the results. 1 second, let me just do a share once again. I hit the wrong button right there as I was trying to admit some more people. 1 second. All right, so let me log into a platinum account. That cost 1.4 million to get started. So that you see results for the last, I believe, 35 days. Which is roughly about a month and a few days. So that you can see results. I pose the question right there, that are there better results out there? And this is what you're about to find out. Are there better results out there? All right. I'm just signing in. Okay. Just to prove, what I've just stated, this is a plan that was purchased on the 19th of May. It started producing on the 29th of May. You can see the dates are indicated right there. So from the 29th of May, if you are to count the days, June had 30 days. And then May, there was 2 days. So that would be 2 days of May, 30 days of June. That is 32 days. And then it has realized 2 other days in July. So this is a result of 34, 35 days. So in 35 days of Bitcoin vault mining, the result realized is 4,300 $373 US dollars. Now let's look at that in Kenya shillings. 4373, I believe. 4373 USD to Kenya shillings. So 466,000 realized in 35 days against an initial outlay of 1.4 million Kenya shillings. That is well above what was the best result last year. This is way above what was the #1 return on investment last year. So what I've shown you is the result from a platinum plan. This one costing about 1.4 million Kenya shillings. Now, let me now show you the result of what we call a gold plan. And then you can see whether there is consistency in what I am sharing or not. So I will log into an account that has been that is a gold account. And this gold account started producing from the 13th of February this year. So that is roughly about 4 months and almost 3 weeks now, 4 months and 4 months and 20 days, actually, 4 months and 20 days. So in 4 months and 20 days, the result for 4 months and 20 days is staggering. I remember the initial outlay for this in Kenya shillings was about 380,000. Now it has yielded 15,359. 15,359 in a period of 4 months and 20 days. 15,359. All right. So this is a result. You can see all 4 times what was the initial outlay. So now let me show you a silver plan so that we can wrap this up. Let me just show you a silver plan now. All right. I went for a bronze instead of a silver. Let me just, sorry about that. All right, we'll be done shortly, and then now we can work backwards. So this is a silver plan that started work on the 14th of February. So it's also roughly 4 months and 10 days. The initial outlay here was about 270,000 Kenya shillings. So in a period of 4 months and 20 days, it has realized 8631. Let's see, 8631. So those are 1 second. Let me just put a space here. So 8631. That's the result in the last 4 months and 20 days. So I have shown you what I would call better results, and you have seen for yourself. So now let us work backwards. So how has this come about? So based on the invitation you received, you were to learn about Bitcoin. So I show to buy 1 Bitcoin today. Timo, you have unmuted your microphone. That's against our agreements. So let's make sure you don't unmute your microphones. The rest of you just joined in. So to buy 1 Bitcoin today, you have seen the value, 9,069. And I always say this, ladies and gentlemen, with a lot of respect, that many of us, we heard about Bitcoin 1 year ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago. It doesn't matter the first time we heard about Bitcoin. What is common to most of the people that I come across is that the first time you heard about Bitcoin, you thought it was a scam, you thought it was a pyramid, you thought it was a Ponzi. And unfortunately, a lot of us did not get involved because of fear of what we thought Bitcoin was. Now, because of not really understanding what Bitcoin was or what the technology behind Bitcoin was, we have missed out on an amazing opportunity. How big an opportunity have we missed out on? Look at this. In the last 11 years, Bitcoin has appreciated by over 9 million %. Now, what else do you know in the last, in your lifetime actually, that has appreciated as well as what Bitcoin has done? So many of us, unfortunately, myself included, we rubbished Bitcoin initially because of fear. Because of fear of loss. And as a result, we have missed out on a good opportunity. If you look at, let me go back to these slides I'm trying to develop. So of course, people always wonder, what really gives value to Bitcoin. What gives value to Bitcoin is, number one, is limited in supply. It is very much like land. The land that we gained at independence in Kenya has never increased in size, but the human population has always gone up. And so Bitcoin is a very good store of value. And I normally like challenging, our thinking. Now, if we all go back 8 years ago, I believe most of us here had no knowledge, had no understanding about Bitcoin. Now, as far as making our money work for us, 8 years ago, I am sure 99% of us would have bought land. If, let's say, you had 100,000 Kenya shillings, which is roughly about $1,000. A few of us would have bought shares. A few of us would have gone for treasury bills or treasury bonds. Many of us would have started businesses. Others would have, gone into farming. So I would like us now to look at it practically. Somebody who spent 100,000 Kenya shillings 8 years ago to buy Bitcoin, vis-a-vis somebody who spent 100,000 Kenya shillings to buy land, because that is really the most common way of making our money work for us now. This is very painful. I have to warn you. 8 years ago, whoever spent 100,000 Kenya shillings was able to buy 250 Bitcoins, whose market value today is at 241 million shillings. Think about it. Whoever went to Joska, Kamulu, those are areas where Kenyans loved buying land a couple of years ago. Whoever bought a 50 by 100 for 100,000 Kenya shillings 8 years ago, what is the value today? You'd be lucky if it has reached 1 million or even 2 million. If you look at somebody who bought stocks and shares, treasury bills or treasury bonds, no one has come close to what Bitcoin has delivered in the last 8 years. So to profit from this new innovation, there are 4 ways. Number one, you can buy Bitcoin, small or large amounts of it. Number two, you can, let me just erase this 1 second. So you can buy small or large amounts of Bitcoin, even for as little as 100 shillings. Number two, you can accept payment in Bitcoin if you run a business or a consultancy that allows you to do this. Number three is that you can elect to do something known as trading. You can become somebody who buys and sells Bitcoin as a business. Number four, you can choose to do something known as mining. Now, initially, when I heard of the word mining, I thought of digging. I thought of excavation. But I was very quickly reminded this is not a physical coin that has to be dug up from the ground. So I normally use simple examples for all of us to understand. I believe most of us Kenyans, we are users of M-Pesa. This is the mobile money transfer platform. Now, when you send M-Pesa to somebody, does M-Pesa charge you for every transaction? Yes, they do. Do they make money? Yes, they do. Look at what they made last year, 74 billion Kenya shillings. Because of those transactions that all of us, 30 million of us, use this platform every day. On a global scale, we can compare to another competitor. I believe many of us are users of Visa cards or MasterCards. Now, how much money does Visa make? Look at the numbers for 2018. This is a huge amount. And what does Visa do? They simply verify transactions. The same thing, that M-Pesa provides or MasterCard provides. So those who are involved in Bitcoin mining, ladies and gentlemen, are doing the same thing. Now, if I go live on blockchain to see whether those who are, doing mining in cryptocurrencies are making money, if I click on data and I click on Bitcoin Explorer, you can see live transactions going on right now. And then you will see how miners make money. Now, this is live data. You can see the time is indicated as right now. You can see the amounts in Bitcoin. You can see the amounts in dollars. And then what are you noticing? The transactions are constantly changing. It is as if I have taken all of us to the back office of Visa or MasterCard, where we are looking at live transactions going on in real time. So what I like to do now is to demonstrate and to prove to all of you how Bitcoin miners are actually making money. So let me just pick out on a transaction here just to use for demonstration purposes. So this is a Bitcoin wallet address that you see in blue here. If I needed to send Bitcoin to my friend Ian, not Bitcoin, but if I needed to send M-Pesa to someone today, I would ask them for their number. And then from my number to their number, I will send them mobile money. Now, if I need to send someone Bitcoin, I will ask them for their wallet address. So from this wallet address here, 15 point something Bitcoins has been transferred to a different wallet address. Now, and you can see the time is real time now. To transfer $141,000 using Bitcoin as a transactional platform, how much has it cost in terms of fees? And this is where it becomes very shocking. Now, look at that. Somebody has sent $141,000. It has only cost them 0.45 US cents in transactional fees. And this fees is what the miners make. Apart from the little fees they make, they also get something bigger, something better known as a block reward. Now, let me expound on that for a second. So right now, as we are learning, there are hundreds and thousands of Bitcoin transactions going on all over the world, as you have just seen. Now, all those who are involved in mining, they are competing. They are competing to verify those transactions. And they are competing using equipment. They never think this is something physically required on your part. So whoever successfully verifies the most number of transactions faster than the rest of the other miners in the next 10 minutes will become the proud recipient of 6.25 new Bitcoin. Now, let's look at the market value of 6.25 Bitcoins right now as we are learning. 6.25 new Bitcoin in Kenya shillings, this is equivalent to 6 million shillings. If you had a business that can generate for you 6 million in 10 minutes, I am absolutely sure you'll not even be on the Zoom session today. In US dollars, that is roughly about, I think, $57,000. Let's have a look. In USD, 6.25 new Bitcoin is 56,000 US dollars. So this is what the miners are competing for now. Let's go to blockchain and see whether that is the case. I will go back here 1 second. So I had showed you live transactions. Now let's look at the blocks. This is now a record of what has happened in the previous 10 minutes. Now you can see this is real time. You can see the miner here is called Pulin, and they were able to verify 181 transactions. And you can see they received a block reward of $56,000 and total transactional fees of 4,000 US dollars. So that is how the monies that I showed you are generated. That is really how these results come. So those who are involved in cryptocurrency mining, you are essentially verifying transactions involving that cryptocurrency, and as a result, you're paid in new cryptocurrency that you are verifying or validating, and that's why this result has come in. So let me just explain very quickly what blockchain is. And then, in fact, instead of explaining, let me just run 2 small clips. The first clip was done by BBC. This was way back in 2017, just to summarize what I've explained so far, and then we will be done.
When you want to buy something normally, using your normal bank card, this is what happens. I give my card details to the shop asks the bank if I'm good for the money. The bank checks its records to see if I've got enough in my account. If I do, it lets the shop know. It updates its records to show the movement of money from my account to the shop's. Oh, and it takes a little cut for its trouble. Now, if you wanted to remove the bank from that system, who else would you trust to keep those records and not alter them or cheat in any way? Well, I wouldn't trust you. I wouldn't trust you. In fact, I wouldn't trust any single person, but I might trust everyone. The idea is you don't have a central record of transactions. Instead, you distribute many, many copies of this ledger around the world. Each owner of each copy records every transaction. So, to buy something using cryptocurrency, I give the shop my details. The shop asks all the bookkeepers if I'm good for the money. The bookkeepers all check their records to see if I have enough. If I do, they tell the shop, and then all update their records to show the movement of money. So there's no way that a forged transaction can make it in. If I try to alter a ledger, it won't match all of the other copies, and it gets rejected. Oh, and one of them, at random, will be given a reward of some newly created cryptocurrency. This is how cryptocurrencies work. And remember, all of these bookkeepers, all of these ledgers, they're not actually people, they're computers. Lots of computers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that has been very helpful when you watch that video. The first time I saw the video, for me, there are two things that stood out. Number one, we all saw that everyone has copies of records. Now, that aspect or element of everyone having copies of records is what is known as blockchain technology. And you noticed, that we can actually use the same blockchain technology for so many other applications, apart from what Bitcoin is currently using it for as an open public ledger. And I normally explain blockchain in a very nice way. Now, I recall the first time I got my email address many, many years ago. And I was so excited. I thought now having an email meant that I now have the internet. And then later I came to discover that email is a small application of the internet as a technology. Because look at us this afternoon, we are communicating over the internet through an application known as Zoom. So we can do so much more on the internet apart from just, sending emails. Now, Bitcoin to blockchain is the same analogy. Now, Bitcoin is a small application of blockchain technology. And you have seen right there that, we can use blockchain technology for so many other things, apart from what, Bitcoin is currently using it for as an open, public ledger. I hope now you have better understood, what I've been teaching. So, just to narrow now, complete the cycle for all of us. So when it comes down to taking advantage of mining, there are ideally two options around this, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, you can do something known as solo mining. Solo mining means you buy your own equipment, you install your own equipment, pay your own electricity, pay your own internet, install the appropriate software, and then you, as we say in Swahili, unaingia kwa uwanja, you get into the field so that you can compete with all the others who are involved in mining all over the world. That is known as solo mining. The other option is what we call pool mining. Pool mining is where like-minded investors come together. They buy lots of equipment together, mining equipment, and then they install them centrally, and that way you have a better success rate as far as competing with all the others who are involved in mining all over the world. So what I'd like to do, the second video I would like to play for you is for a well-managed pool mining installation, so that we can wrap this up. You can have a look. All right. So you have seen a professionally run mining facility based in Kazakhstan. I actually went to that site myself last year. I went over to the ground to look at what is going on, and I was so pleased with what I found out. And that's why, for me, I did not hesitate, to get involved in the pool mining that is run and managed by Minebase. So with Mining City, our front end of things, we are mining two cryptocurrencies. We are mining Bitcoin and we are also mining Bitcoin Vault. Now, remember earlier, I showed you the numbers for Visa, $20 billion in a year. And I also showed you the numbers for M-Pesa, $750 million last year. I would like you to pay attention to the numbers that Bitcoin is currently pulling out on a daily basis. Now, on a Friday like today, Bitcoin has transacted $17 billion US. That's correct. The entire industry of cryptocurrency in the last 24 hours has transacted, $36 billion US. So you can clearly see that, Bitcoin is the most dominant, but there are many, many other cryptocurrencies that are also in circulation now. I don't have time to go through all of them, and you can of course learn about this. But every industry in the world obviously has challenges. One of the biggest challenge that our industry has had for the last 11 years has been the fact that if you transfer your cryptocurrency to a wrong wallet address, they are gone for good. And the second challenge has been if, let's say, you become careless and you make a mistake and you access your Bitcoin wallet, for example, using public Wi-Fi, then again, you'll have put yourself at a point of risk. Now, wherever there are such challenges, there's obviously room for innovation. And the other cryptocurrency that we are mining is known as Bitcoin Vault, V-A-U-L-T. Now, we started mining Bitcoin Vault in December last year. And Bitcoin Vault, ladies and gentlemen, is the first cryptocurrency that has brought a solution that the market has been looking for the last 10 years. This is the first cryptocurrency that allows for a transaction to be reversed, ladies and gentlemen. If you recall the early days of M-Pesa for the Kenyans who are listening, if you sent your M-Pesa mobile money to a wrong number in the early days, you used to suffer total loss unless you had quickly, called Safaricom and instructed them to do a reversal before the person that you wrongly sent to consumes, those funds. Fortunately, and we are grateful that right now, M-Pesa has a 456 service where you just send an SMS and then, the money is reversed. So Bitcoin Vault has some similarities with Bitcoin. I would just like to highlight for you, and then we can conclude this session. So the total number of Bitcoin Vault that will ever be available in circulation is just like Bitcoin, also 21 million. This is a hard limit. And then the algorithm or this computer code that is used for mining Bitcoin Vault is the same one that is used to mine Bitcoin. And then the average time it takes for the issuance of Bitcoin Vault is also 10 minutes. The same time frame also applies to Bitcoin. Now, based on what you have understood so far, Bitcoin is clearly the most valuable cryptocurrency in the world. Now, in the last 11 years, since we started mining Bitcoin Vault, already 18.4 million Bitcoins have been mined out of the total number of 21 million. So that means 87% of all Bitcoin has been mined already. The remaining 2.5 million will be mined over the next 120 years. So if you ask me, the opportunity to mine Bitcoin itself is behind us now. The best time for most of us who have mined lots of Bitcoin would have been the first 4 years. And unfortunately, we had no knowledge about it. So Bitcoin Vault has given many of us a second chance. This is the mining schedule for Bitcoin Vault. We started mining it December last year. And so far, if I go to the Bitcoin Vault blockchain, we will be able to see how much has been mined in the last 7 months, going to 8 months now. So you can see very clearly, we have already mined about 6.57 million Bitcoin Vault in the last 7 months. Now, if you recall, Bitcoin itself is already at 18 million, what I showed you earlier. So we need to move and catch up with Bitcoin in circulation. Now, bearing in mind that Bitcoin and Bitcoin Vault have the same, time frame of 10 minutes, how long will it take for Bitcoin Vault to catch up with Bitcoin? It will take us up to November 2023 to be fully caught up with Bitcoin in circulation. So that means we have a window of mining about 13 million Bitcoin Vault, the opportunity that we missed with Bitcoin. So this is now, so the results you have seen, or the results I started with, are as a result of somebody making their money work for them through the mining. So now I think I am done. And what I'd like to do, as I usually do, is to ask one of us to share their own experience, so that I can now switch on and take we can look at questions and comments. So let me see who can share their results. Who can share their journey rather. Peter Thuo, joining us all the way from Mozambique. Peter, you're always straight and brief to the point. Go ahead, Peter.
Oh, yeah, hello.
Loud and clear,
Yeah.
Peter, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, now what I can say is that this is the best way of mining. And when I started with some few, it was like 500 USD. And then I saw this thing. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Peter. Go ahead. You started with 500.
Okay.
Started with 500.
Yes. Then I saw this thing is doing well, it's doing good. Then I had to look for more money. I bought more shares for 2 million. Then I saw, it's good, it's doing good. What about if I add more? I added more, 2 million on top. Then it became 4 million. Now, by now, we are talking, every day I can get like 1,000, almost 600 USD. And I see is the best. So I advise you, those who have not bought some package, this is the time.
Wow.
You should buy, and then you will see the result.
Wonderful, wonderful, Peter. So what is your total outlay so far into mining plans?
So far, I've recovered my initial investment.
Wow. It's amazing.
I can say something that it can show, it's showing like 7 point something, almost 8 million Kenya shilling.
So 8 million Kenya shillings, and you've already recovered that. That is amazing, Peter. Congratulations for believing and taking the risk, when we share this. And I'm so glad for you, Peter. So you've heard for yourself, this is a result from one of us who's based in Mozambique. And what I like about our business is that you can grow it from any part of the world, you can grow this from any part of the world. So now we can switch on and talk about questions and answers. So if you have a question, if you have a concern, if you have a comment that you'd like to make, this is the right time to do this, and then we can wrap it up. So you can send them by SMS. So I'll just go through the questions that have been sent here, and then we can bring this session to a closure. All right. So Rhoda is asking me if I can show a bronze plan return. So a bronze is the one that is for $1,200 currently. So since Rhoda has asked for a bronze plan, I can do that. Let me do that. Let me share results for a bronze plan for the purpose of Rhoda. So Rhoda, this is a bronze plan. All right. And 1 second, I've gone into a silver again. Sorry about that, Rhoda. Sorry about that. Let me just confirm, Rhoda. This is this is a bronze plan that was paid for on the 4th of February. It started mining on the 14th of February. So let's see the result that the bronze has realized in 4 months and about 20 days. So you can see this is the result of a bronze for the last 4 months and 20 days, Rhoda. So I hope that answers your concern, Rhoda. All right, let's go ahead. So Nicole is asking, can I explain about the bonus for some of us who construct well his team? Fantastic, Nicole. So Our opportunity allows you to earn profits in two ways. Number one is that you can become passive. Passive is somebody who has just bought mining plants and you're just enjoying returns from money working for you. Alternatively, you can also decide not to become selfish with this information. You can share this information to others. The person who shared the link with you today means very well for you. They have shared an opportunity where you can profit with your own finances better than what is available out there. So when you also do this as a business, you are entitled to commissions. So when you grow your business to particular levels, there are bonuses that accrue to you. And I know, Nicole, since I don't have a lot of time, if you really are serious about this, then we have trainings every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Sunday for those who are already part of our business, so that you can learn more detail about the bonuses, Nicole, and any other person who has similar intentions. So Bomako is asking, what determines the hash rates going up or down? So what determines the hash rate, Bomako, is really the interest. I recall, Bomako, there was a very good statement that was made by the person who is credited with the invention of Bitcoin, who stated this, Bomako, that the value of a commodity, the value of a cryptocurrency is directly affected by the production cost. Meaning, Bomako, that as more and more people dedicate resources to increase the hashing capacity of a specific coin, then the value of it will go up. Now, is that true? Yes, indeed. If we go to this information portal here, Bomako, Bitcoin is the most mined cryptocurrency, but look at the value of Bitcoin. Now, at the same time, Bomako, I want you to see the hashing capacity of Bitcoin. The hashing capacity of Bitcoin is the highest amongst all cryptocurrencies, 123 exahashes. As a result, Bitcoin is worth, $9,000. If we look at the second most valuable mined cryptocurrency here, which is Bitcoin Cash, I can click on Bitcoin Cash right now. I can click on the Explorer for Bitcoin Vault, Bitcoin Cash rather, mixing terminologies here. And then you will be able to see the hashing for Bitcoin Cash right now. Bomako is at 2.71 exahashes. As a result, what is the market value of Bitcoin Cash? The market value of Bitcoin Cash is $222. When I look at the hashing power for Bitcoin Vault, it's actually more than Bitcoin Cash. It's currently second ranked to Bitcoin as far as it is the second highest hashing capacity for any coin. So the actual value of Bitcoin Cash, Bomako, should be around $800 to $1,000. And I'm sure that will happen in less than 1 year. All right, so let's go to the next. Harold Suma, if you buy into one plan, can you upgrade the plan? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. How do you withdraw from the whole engagement? Very good question, Harold. So when you are purchasing your mining capacity, Harold, you have a 72-hour window to request for a complete refund. If, let's say, you buy your plan today, within 3 days, if you change your mind, you can request for a refund and you'll get a total refund. After those 3 days, then the mining contract kicks in, Harold, and the mining contracts run for 1,100 days, which is about 3 years. So once the 3 days have gone, then you'll have to run the entire course of 1,100 days of mining, which is 3 years. Now, Harold, if you look at the results we have displayed, in less than 6 months, many of us have fully realized back the initial outlay that we put in. Yet we still have many more months before the end of the mining contract goes in. There is also another option, Harold, that allows you to increase beyond the 1,100 days. This is known as a repurchase. So whatever you mine on a daily basis, Harold, you can decide to reinvest part of it. When you reinvest part of it, every reinvestment you do allows you, another 1,100 days more of mining days. All right, let me see. Catherine Mwangi is saying, what is the return on investment period for a plan, e.g. the standard plan? So Catherine, traditional investments use such language as return on investments. This is a new economy, and this is not a traditional way of investing. Instead of somebody buying shares here, you are buying mining plants. In case of getting traditional returns, here you are getting rewards. So instead of return on investment, I would say here the rewards on plants, ROP. I think that's a new terminology, return on the plants that you have. So what we've been averaging, Catherine, I like talking from past results. I don't like talking from an abstract position. So if you look at a bronze plant, for example, here, Catherine, this, we can say roughly this has averaged about what? 7.68, 7.9, 7.9, 7.7, 8.4, 8.6, 8.8. So I would safely say this has averaged, I would say around $8 worth of Bitcoin Vault a day. Now, and a very good point to drum in here, Catherine, is that never ever look at the dollar amount. What do I mean? Let me explain a point here. Now, if I go back to when this account started generating income, Catherine, it was on the 14th of February. On the 14th of February, a payout of 4.3 US was 0.192 Bitcoin Vault. Now, it was 0.192 Bitcoin Vault because on that particular day, the market value of Bitcoin Vault was about $21. Now, if I look at the 0.192 today, based on the current market rate of Bitcoin Vault, we will see a completely different picture right here, Catherine. Let me do this Bitcoin Vault. So Bitcoin Vault right now should be about 283, I believe. It's opening up internet. We're supposed to be having the fastest internet in Africa, but sometimes. So Bitcoin Vault today is 283, Catherine. Now, when I look at the result that was achieved on the 4th, it was 0.192. So if I pull out a calculator here and I say 0.192 17569 17569. I multiply by the current market rate of Bitcoin Vault of 283. So you can see, Catherine, this represents $54. So what was paid out 4 months ago as $4, today, because of the value of the value appreciation of Bitcoin Vault, it is today equivalent to $54. So when you are looking at what you are mining on a daily basis, Catherine, focus on the what are you accumulating as far as the coin is concerned. So the 15 Bitcoin Vault here is indicated as $4,200 because of the current rate of Bitcoin Vault at 283. Now, when the value of Bitcoin Vault goes to $3,000 or $6,000 or $10,000, then it is no longer going to be, $15,000. You realize that, Catherine? So always realize we are here to accumulate Bitcoin Vault. We are not here to look at the dollar returns. Banis Ndubi, can you elaborate on the Vault concept? I haven't grasped it entirely. So Bitcoin Vault, Banis has brought in a solution. I explained earlier, Banis, that the biggest challenge the entire world of cryptocurrencies has had to deal with for the last 11 years has been the fact that if you transfer your cryptocurrency to a wrong address, Banis, they are gone for good. You have experienced total loss. Number two, if you become careless as to how you access your wallets, and let's say, for example, a hacker is able to get into your wallets and transfer whatever you have to their own wallets, Banis, then you would have suffered total loss. So what Bitcoin Vault has innovated, Banis, it has brought in a solution. It's called a third private key that allows you to reverse a transaction. That is the solution that Bitcoin Vault has brought in to the marketplace, Banis. All right, somebody has unmuted their microphone. Let me discover who is it. That is you. So let's maintain decorum. Let's make sure that our audio controls are muted. We are almost done. Catherine Mwangi rather is asking, how can one be part of your business? A very good question, Catherine. So Catherine, what you do is that you get in touch with the person that shared this Zoom link with you. That person will now give you a username that you will use to start, your journey with Mining City. For example, when you click on you want to register or want to sign up, it will require you to indicate the username of the person that shared the link with you. And then, Catherine, you will create your own username, complete the list of the details, your email, your passwords, agree with the P&Ps, and then you create a new account. You'll get an email from Mining City, Catherine, asking you to validate your email. And then the next step, Catherine, is that you'd like to buy a plan. So for example, let's say you want to buy a platinum plan. So you would need to have Bitcoin worth 12,600, which is 1.389. Where do you buy the 1.389 Bitcoin? You buy it from the traders. So in this case, I've gone to localbitcoins.com and I want to buy 1.389 Bitcoin. The cheapest trader is usually the one on top. So if I click on it, I say I want to buy 1.389 Bitcoin. So this trader would charge me about 1.397 million Kenya shillings, in as much as their limit is 300,000 Kenya shillings. So I have to find a trader that is able to meet, what I need. So Fabian, clearly you're not able to keep a tab on your audio. Let's make sure that doesn't happen again. Otherwise, I'll just have to put you back to the waiting room. So, Catherine, if I try and find a trader that can match my order, let's see whether I can find one here that is able to transact up to 1.4 million. So most of the traders who are active right now, I think the highest I've seen here is about 600,000. All right, that's it, Fabian here. Let me just put you back to the waiting room. All right, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. So last questions, I see our time is almost up. Let me see. When the price of Bitcoin vaults or Bitcoin goes down, how does that affect miners? That's a very good question, Rhoda. It's actually the prayer for all of us who are mining. For me, who is mining, my prayer every day, Rhoda, is that the market value of Bitcoin Vault goes down. Why? Because when the value of Bitcoin Vault is low, I'm able to mine more quantity of the coin. When the value of Bitcoin Vault goes up, I get to mine lesser quantity of the coin. So since my goal right now is to accumulate a lot of Bitcoin Vault, I would rather the value goes down. Eventually, the value will have no choice but to go up as the hashing rate goes up. So for miners, the prayer for miners is may the value go down. The prayer for the traders is may the value go up, because the traders make money when the value is high. The miners accumulate more when the value goes down. Thank you so much, Rhoda. Thank you so much, Bernice. So there is a process, Nicole, on how to reverse a transaction. You'll have to, some of those things, Rhoda, it is better to teach that practically. So there is a key that allows you to basically, reverse a plan. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this has been worth your time, worth your attention. And I look forward to engaging with all of you in the next sessions. My challenge to all of you before we conclude is that if you have found value in the information shared, do not be selfish with the link. The link that was kindly shared to you, you can share that with your spouse, you can share that with your siblings, because let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, the world is going through a very unusual economic situation globally. And there are so many families out there that are looking for opportunities to generate income. Now, this is one opportunity that has worked very well. We can work this from the comfort of our homes. So do not become a stumbling block. Instead, you become a stepping stone. So that somebody somewhere who's praying every day for a solution might just be thanking you for the rest of their lives, for connecting them with an opportunity that, has meant a difference to their entire family. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. God bless your families, and also God bless your dreams. Thank you so much.